entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Alright, so I got a lot of questions about recreating my level 69 build that I used to one-shot everything in the game, including the Elden Beast, as you see here. So I've got you a starter guide here to set that character up. So we're going to start off as a prophet. I grab Golden Seed. It's really, you can do whatever you want there. Come out to the first steps. The beginning is pretty familiar. Come over to the church, grab your smithing stone up there, and then come over to Gatefront. It's going to start very similar in all the videos, obviously. So once you're at Gatefront, we're going to rest, so that way we can get our torrent, have access to getting around the map a little faster, and then we're going to grab the map and then head downstairs into the Gatefront ruins right here and grab our Whetstone knife. So that way you can use Ash of War affinities right there at your sites of grace. Show it on the map. From there we're going to go back to the church. And we're going to get some spirit ashes, which will help a lot of people with a lot of these earlier fights. So you get your spirit calling bell and your lone wolf ashes. Go ahead and equip those. Then you're going to kill this Godric Knight, and he's going to give you the Golden Vow Ash of War, which will give you 12% additional damage to all damage, so it's great for boss fights, including incantations, not just physical. Here it is on the map. When you jump down off this cliff, there is a little camp that has this shield, which is 100% damage reduction shield, and it's right here. I'll show it on the map, so it's literally you just jump right down from where the Golden Vow Knight was. So if you're new to the game, you want 100% shield, there it is. Come back to the first steps and come around the back side. And you will see this area that you can jump down without dying, and you're going to go ahead and grab the gold pickle fowl foot, and we'll use that later. I'll explain later what that's for. It just gives you more runes when you kill stuff. Come to the Weeping Peninsula right here on the map. You'll see a church with a bunch of rats in there. Just run in, grab the Flame of Frenzy, and then just get out of there and go to the north part of the Weeping Peninsula right here and grab the Faith Not Crystal tier. It'll give you 10 additional faith. We'll talk about that flask later. A lot of people are struggling here with this knight at Fort Haight, so just come up here, get your Bloody Slash off of him, and grab your Dectus medallion in Fort Haight. For that fight, if you're struggling, I wanted to show here you can summon your Spirit Wolves, and it makes the fight pretty easy. Show Fort Haight on the map. Then we're going to go north Fort Haight up to the third church. And this is where you know, grab these sacred tears whenever you see them, because it adds the amount of HP and FP that you get from your flask. And then the reason we're here really is the flask. And the flask that we get here, you can throw that Faith Not Crystal tier in there. We'll give you an additional 10 faith for 3 minutes. It's really nice. Up here in this little body of water, just north of the church, there's this Waygate. We're going to take that to travel to the far east part of the map. And then we're going to ride down from where you're at, or where you come in from the Waygate, to this spot right here. And then you kind of want to take the path that I take to push him over to the left to the cliff. It just makes it a lot faster to kill him without a leveled weapon. And he will give you a Somber Smithing Stone 8. And then you're going to jump down the tree roots just behind him on this big structure. And you're going to go to the very bottom, and there will be a Somber 9 there as well. So it's the same exact spot. You just jump down the tree roots along the building down to it. Then you're going to come over here to Fort Gael. And you're going to... I mean, you could come from the other side too. It's easier, I think, to come down from this side and grab this Flame Grant Me Strength. And then you just keep riding straight off that little ledge there. And we'll show it on the map right here. Is going to be a body with a chair, or a chair with a body in it. And there's a Somber Smithing Stone 4. And then I rested at Fort Faroth, which is on the east side. I just grabbed the Site of Grace when I first came in and was on my way riding down to the Somber 8 and 9s. And so I rested here. You can really rest at any Site of Grace over here. I believe it just has to be at any Site of Grace out of Limgrave. But anyways, when you rest, she'll take you to the round table for the first time. And so we're going to buy a Rapier. And the Flame Sling to give a ranged option for newer players. Then we're going to go set our flask up with that Faith Not Crystal tier for the additional 10 Faith I was telling you about. And then throw the Golden Vow on our spear. And then we're going to throw the Blood Affinity on our Rapier. And I know that's pronounced differently, but I don't want Google algorithm to eat me alive. So then we're going to come and grab the other half of the Dectus medallion from Fort Faroth, where I was telling you I rested at that site of grace to go to the round table. This is the site that I was talking about, Fort Faroth. So then after grabbing the other Dectus medallion, you're going to run this route here, and we're going to get the Radagon Soreseal, which is probably the best early game talisman you can grab. It gives like the equivalent of 20 levels worth of stats. Grab this Golden Rune 12 too, you're going to need that later. And then jump across, dodge the rats, and jump down this little hole, big hole, you can't really miss it, and grab the Radagons. And then I just, I had 9 runes, so I just pop back out quickly. And then we're going to come grab the Memory Stone. It's over here in Lenne's Rise, just north of Fort Faroth. Just gives you another memory slot. Then we're going to buy a Lantern and an S-Stock, which is basically a longer version of our Rapier. And then whatever smithing stones you can afford, just eat your runes up, because we're going to do a suicide run here soon. If you come over here to the Purified Ruins where I'm on the map, there's a Waygate. And this is just, all this does is save you the run all the way over to the Academy. It takes you right to the south gate of the Academy. So I recommend the Waygate. It's convenient. It just saves time. Make sure you grab this site of grace while you're here, so that we can just come right back here at will. And then you're going to jump down and ride around the west side of the Academy to this spot on the map. There'll be a dragon. If you come in from the left, you'll have no problem with him messing with you. You can kind of grab whatever you want behind him, see? And then the reason we're here, the Academy Glintstone Key. So now we can actually get into the Academy, because normally that gate will stop you. If you ride due east from there, you're going to find this Somber smithing stone under the kind of bridge, the broken bridge to the Academy. And then we're going to head into the Crystal Tunnel and just use all those golden seeds and sacred tears I was telling you to grab to add charges to our flask and increase the amount that they heal. And once you're done doing, as all the flask setup, I went 4-to-3 ratio, 3-to-4 ratio, sorry, and you can kind of go however you want there. And then if you want to throw Flame Sling on, from Frenzy, whatever you want to do here, but you can take this time to kind of equip it whatever you want at that grace. And then once you have that grace, we're going to come to Weeping, because a lot of people are struggling with this boss. So I wanted to show out Weeping. Go ahead and grab the Morning Star, because this boss is very weak to blunt weapons. So if you summon your wolves to kind of distract her and use a blunt weapon like the Morning Star, you see it's a really easy fight. A lot of people were telling me they were struggling on that fight, but you do a ton of damage with that Morning Star. Here it is on the map. We just wanted that bearing. So once you kill that boss, you come here. You can either kill Patches and get his bearing as well, or you can just get him low enough he'll surrender here. And if you get him to surrender, you just kind of go back to the Murkwater Cave entrance where he's located and reset the cave and go back to him, and then he's a vendor. Grab your Margit Shackle and your Gold Pickle Fowl Feet. There's 3 of them. And then come right outside here and talk to Yura to progress his quest line. He's just north of that Murkwater Cave entrance. Then we're going to go up to the Academy and actually go into the Academy. And we are going to be summoned to help Yura. And then once we help him, he will give us the Raptor of the Mist, which I think is an incredible Ash of War. And just go watch some videos on the Ash of Mist and you'll see why. So just for assisting him, we get the Ash of War here, so we're good to go. Then from the church side of Grace here, I'm going to show you the route you're going to take. Just follow this route over the bridge. If you go behind those stones, generally you won't get shot at by the arrows. You come over here, grab the Carrion Knight set, and then let one of these guys grab you off the ledge. They'll take the fall damage, you'll take whatever damage they inflict, but they'll take the fall damage, so you won't die from the fall. And then you can just hop right on the elevator and go down. You can obviously go up around the normal way and take the elevator all the way up and back down. This is just a little faster, and it's right there by the set. Then you're going to get eaten by this Virgin Abductor. And we are now in the Volcano Manor, extremely early. So you can go ahead and take this time to throw on your Carrion Knight set. I had to keep the Prophet blindfold on to stay underweight with all the stuff I had on, but you can mess around, wear whatever you want armor-wise. Run over on this route here. There's a Smithing Stone 6 up here. You don't necessarily need it yet, but it's nice to have. And then I'll slow it down when we actually get to the Somber stones that we're trying to get to. So here's the Somber Smithing Stone 6. And then we'll speed it back up and show you where the 5 is. There's a Somber Smithing Stone 5. If you take this elevator up and run right first over here, grab the Somber Smithing Stone 5, and then we'll speed it up. We're going to go unlock the gate shortcut. And then if you hop up onto this this little thing here, and then up here, you can actually jump across and get up here to get the Somber Smithing Stone 7 without having to use a Stone Sword key, which is nice. So there's your Somber 7. So we got a 5, 6, and 7 in here, which is the main reason we came in here. And now this is optional. If you want to, I just want to show how to do it for new players. If you wanted to do it, you can actually fight this boss without his AI. So you run in here, you trigger the fight, and then you quit out. And then you slowly inch up to the fog door, and as soon as you get the to a spot where the prompt appears, if you inch up, as soon as you get to the prompt, you enter the fog, he will have no AI. So there you go. So we inched up to where it barely appeared, and you're not going to be able to like run. You'll run forward, and nothing will really happen. You kind of have to like loop around a little bit like you're stuck on something. And you'll notice that that he has no AI. So it's a real easy way to get 50,000 runes, over 60 if you have a gold pickle foul foot, which we do. We have 4 of them. So throw on whatever buffs you want, all that stuff, and then you know, that golden vow, whatever to make it faster. Pop a gold pickle foul foot, and then this is why we wanted that blood affinity on our rapier. Again, I know how to pronounce that sword. I just don't want to get eaten alive by the algorithm, since I say it like 8 times this game. So you finish him off, and with the gold pickle foul foot on, we get 65,000 runes, which is nice. So again, that's optional. You guys don't have to do that if you'd rather fight him normal later. You know, but if you do kill him there, then make sure that you get your faith to 40, so that, and I'll show you why, so that we can use the Erdtree Seal. I'll show you the weapon here in a second, that has a 40 faith requirement. It's our main weapon for this playthrough. Give the bell bearing that you got from the Crystal Tunnel boss, so you can now buy Smithing Stone 1 and 2, unlimited Smithing Stone 1 and 2. Buy enough to where you're holding 12 of each. So I already had 4 here, so I got 8 of those. So you have number held 12. And then we're going to upgrade our rapier as much as we can. Should be plus 6 or so right now, or plus, yeah, plus 6 or so. I think I might have got to plus 7 because I had a couple extra. And then spend whatever extra runes you have to buy more smithing stones and upgrade your S stock as much as you can. So I think, yeah, I had enough to get my S stock to plus 6 as well. So then I threw Raptor the Mists onto my rapier, and then I put the blood affinity on my S stock. We're going to need that later. I'll show you why. Eventually you'll put, you know, the golden vow on your S stock, but right now we need a blood affinity on there. I'll show you why. This is the route to the weapon I was telling you about. That's going to be our primary weapon on this playthrough. It's right here, the Erdtree Seal. You saw how fast that route is. Come here, grab that, and then get out of there. If you're missing any Somber 1 through 4s, you can buy them here at the Giant Blacksmith, which is why we grabbed the Grace earlier. And so now you have all the Sombers you need to take that Erdtree Seal all the way to +9. And +10 is the max. So all you need is an Ancient Somber to get that, but you have a +9, almost maxed out seal now, and it's the best seal in the game for high faith builds. By far the most damaged seal. So then we're going to come up here, this area up here by the Frenzied Flayed Village, and we're going to kill this thing to get the Frenzied Burst, which has insane range. It's almost like a sniper shot of fire. And then we're going to come use it to kill this Erdtree Avatar over here, who happens to be weak to fire. And that thing hits him for like over 1,000, because we have a +9 Erdtree Seal. So now we're going to have the Lightning, Shroud, and Crack tier, because ultimately this is going to be a lightning build, particularly like a red lightning build. So this is just showing where that Erdtree Avatar is on the map. And then we're going to come over here, and we're going to blast this Knight by the Artist Shack, and grab the Dragon Cult Prayer Book off of him, and I'll show him on the map. So it's just south of the Artist Shack. That's the Artist Shack side of Grace, just north of me, and it's right here. And that's going to give us our Lightning Spear spell, which is an incredible spell. So come by that immediately. It's a very, very good spell. It casts quickly, does huge damage, and throw on your Lightning, Shroud, and Crack tier. So now you should have a Lightning, Shroud, and Crack tier and a +10 Faith Flask that lasts for 3 minutes, which is insane. So 20% more lightning damage, +10 Faith for 3 minutes. Incredible. Pop it for every boss. Come to the Lift of Dectus and use those medallions to go up to the Altus Plateau. And then we are going to grab the Perfumer's Grotto on our way through to set up a Wrong Warp later. And I'll show you how to do that. Just make sure you grab Perfumer's Grotto. And then we are going to grab the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 2 out of the sealed tunnel up here in the Altus Plateau. You don't really have to kill anything to grab it, it's just right there. Then we're going back to Fort Faroth to kill the Slumbering Dragon. Remember we talked a lot about Fort Faroth earlier, where we grabbed the Dectus Medallion, Radagon, Soreseal. This dragon doesn't fight back, so it's free souls and you can dupe it. And I'll show you how in a second here. When he gets low, you pop the Gold Pickle Fowl Foot, like I just did. And he's low life here, so we pop our Gold Pickle, and as soon as he twitches like that, when he dies, you'll see his tail twitch, like a big twitch like that. You immediately turn around, run back to the side of Grace, and rest before you get any runes. And then when you stand up, you'll get the 65,000 runes. He'll still be there. You can repeat as much as you want. Then we're going up to the 4 Belfries. We're going to grab this Imbued Sword Key at the very top, and I'll show it on the map for those of you that aren't familiar with the 4 Belfries. It's at the top of this hill right here. So you grab the key, you come down, there's little messages next to it. You're going to use the Imbued Sword Key down here at the one that says Crumbling Lands, because they'll have a message kind of insinuating where they're going to take you. Take the Waygate, and there you go. We're in a very late state part of the game, but you can't move, right? You can't freely explore. So we're going to go back to the Perfumer's Grotto. This is why we grabbed that, was to set this up. As soon as you get to the Perfumer's Grotto, as soon as you load in, you want to quit out and then come back in the game by pressing continue, and now you're actually at the beginning of Crumbling. So you can run from there like you normally would through Crumbling, and then I'm going to show from the second side of Grace how to get down. And I have an actual guide video on how to get this item, but just a real quick version we're going to show, just kind of running through and grabbing it. The Ancient Dragon Prayer Book. That gives us our main spell that we're going to use for the game. So we come find Brother Corn here in the Altus Plateau, because he moves here from the Round Table. And we're going to give him the Prayer Book, and we're going to buy Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike, which is our bread and butter for this build. Feel free to go and kill the Slumbering Dragon again for 65,000 more runes real quick. It's probably the earliest early game way of getting runes right now. And then we'll give the Miner's Bell Bearing 2, and we're going to buy, which is why we needed runes, right? We're going to buy a bunch of Smithing Stone 3 and 4 so that we have 24 of each. I had a couple 3s, but 4 you see I have 0, so we're going to buy 24 of those. Just as long as you have 24 total with what you have in your inventory. Or I bought 18 because I already had 6 invested in one of mine. So we're going to take our Rapier up to +12 if you can, and our S-Stock up to +12 if you can. Really as high as you can go. I think I made it to 13 on my Rapier. I had a couple extra smithing stones. Then we're going to go ahead and throw the golden bow onto our S-Dock, just for the ease of having it on there for now. Throw your buffs on, and now you're going to see just kind of how ridiculous this build is. So this is the first boss of the game, first real boss of the game. Obviously we did a lot of prep work for coming here, but just to show kind of the power of this build is, you know, I think we put 40, we got our faith up to 40, so what was that, like 26, 36 levels we put in so far, so we're not crazy over leveled, and just absolutely obliterate stuff. I mean, just come in, one-shot Margit, then you can just go up, one-shot Godric. I mean, this build is insane. I one-shot every boss in the game with this build, including the Elden Beast. So, and now, you know, here you are, starting the game off with the ability to one-shot bosses. You've got the moveset is awesome for powers dancing, thrusting swords. So you've got, you know, a plus 13 and a plus 12 thrusting sword. You've got a plus 9 Erdtree Seal, which only goes up to plus 10. And you've got some decent armor to start the game with. The Carrion Knight set's actually pretty good. Pound to physical reduction ratio is incredible on that, actually. You've got Radagon Soreseal, so basically 20 extra levels. You've got a 20% lightning damage increase and 10 additional faith for 3 minutes every time you pop your flask, so for boss fights. You're only level 39. You've got some Spirit Ashes, and yeah, a couple other. I mean, you've got Holy Shroud and Crack tier 2 if you want to pop that. I mean, and then you've got Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike, Lightning Spear, which hits like a truck on this build. You've got some decent fire spells, including Flame Grant Me Strength, which is a nice buff for damage. You got Frenzied Burst, Flame of Frenzy, so a couple of Frenzy fire spells. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff to choose from to play kind of how you want to play a Faith build. And we're only level 39, so you can kind of go wherever you want from here. I'd go, obviously, Vigor, Endurance for armor, and Mind for some bigger casting pool, and then I'd get Faith to 80. But you can do whatever you want. You got Thrusting Swords, you've got Fire, Incantations, Lightning Incantations. Play however you want to play. Enjoy it, have fun. Let me know what you think, guys.